In no particular order, here are a few of the most impressive sculptures from around the world. Number 11. Statue of Unity. For almost 10 years, workers in India have been constructing a massive statue of the country's first deputy prime minister, freedom fighter Sardar Patel. The steel and bronze figure, named the Statue of Unity, is almost 600 feet tall, or roughly twice the height of the Statue of Liberty. India's current Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, said that people talk about America's Statue of Liberty. So, in order to make a statement about India, that's why they wanted to make the statue of Sardar Patel twice the size of the Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Unity was designed as a naturalistic and historically accurate representation of Patel. He was built wearing a garment that he would typically wear in a walking stance. Because of the mounting costs for the sheer size of the statue, the committee overseeing the construction asked for public donations to finish the statue. Farmers across the country were even asked to donate any iron from old pieces of outdated farming equipment not in use. This statue is now the world's new tallest statue, as it was just recently completed in October of 2018. Its design and construction are by the same developers who built the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world. So what's the damage on the world's tallest statue? $460 million. Number 10. Spring Temple Buddha. You guys ever think or wonder where the biggest Buddha statue in the world is? Well, think no more, because it's the Spring Temple Buddha statue located in Lushan County, China. This huge statue took over 10 years to build, from 1997 to 2008. This depiction of Buddha is 420 feet tall, and it was the tallest statue in the world until around earlier this year. Taking into account the pedestal that it's put on, the monument has a total height of 682 feet. The project as a whole was estimated to cost roughly $55 million, $18 million of which is for materials that's used on the statue. It was originally estimated to consist of 1,100 pieces of copper cast with a total weight of 1,000 tons. Beneath the statue is a Buddhist monastery, which makes sense if you really think about it. The Spring Temple Buddha derives its name from the nearby Tianrui hot spring, which has water at 140 degrees Fahrenheit and is renowned in the area for its supposed healing powers. Might as well sell some healing crystals next to the hot bath. Number 9. Guanyin of Nanshan. Who doesn't mind another Buddhist statue? Chinese people, that's who. The Guanyin statue in Nanshan took over 6 years to build and is over 350 feet tall. It's a portrayal of the goddess of infinite compassion and mercy for Buddhists everywhere. This statue, located on the southern coast of China, is the tallest statue of Guanyin in the world. Guanyin had 12 wishes during her life, and one of them was to live near the South China Sea. And of course, it's a reality now. As a symbol of mercy, wisdom, and harmony, Guanyin is one of the most popular and accepted Buddhist divinities for people all over the world. The statue has one body and 3 faces. One face looks at the Chinese mainland, one face looks at Taiwan, and the third face looks at the rest of the world. This essentially means that Guanyin will bless and protect not only China, but also the entire world. Maybe it's a big reason why there was the participation of 108 monks from various Buddhist groups all over the world to bless the statue. Number 8. LESHAN Giant Buddha. Buddha everywhere! The LESHAN Giant Buddha is a statue of Buddha in a sitting posture. The Buddha is located to the east of Leshan City in the Sichuan province of China at the intersection of 3 rivers, which are the Min River, the Qingyi River, and the Dadu River. The statue has essentially made itself the most renowned scenic spot in the city, and really, it's easy to see why. In December 1996, the location of the Buddha was included by UNESCO on the list of World Heritage Sites. The statue has been around for quite a while. Construction began in the year 713 in the Tang Dynasty, and the statue was finally finished in the year 1803. This impressive statue took people more than 90 years to carve. During these years, thousands of workers had expended their efforts and wisdom on the project. As the biggest carved stone Buddha in the world, this giant Buddha is featured in poetry, songs, and stories. Facing the river, this giant Buddha is roughly 233 feet high and has about 27 feet long fingers. The 30 feet wide instep is big enough for 100 people to sit on. Number 7. Emperors Yan and Huang. Anytime someone carves faces into the side of mountains, those people are pretty important. The sculpture of Emperors Yan and Huang is a monument in China that was carved from a mountain on the Yellow River. 5,000 years ago, Emperor Yan and Emperor Huang, also known as the Yellow Emperor, helped to teach the Chinese the basics of living. According to legend, the Yellow Emperor taught the pre-dynastic Chinese how to tame animals and how to build shelters in order to protect themselves. Emperor Yan is considered the father of agriculture in China. Legend says he taught the people how to plow the field and helped illuminate the wonders of early modern agriculture. This monument rises to roughly 350 feet high, which makes it the 5th highest statue in the world. These depictions of the emperors were finally complete in 2007, and this relatively new monument took 20 years to finish. The final cost of the project was $22.5 million, paid for by the government along with wealthy Chinese donors. With its typical penchant for nationalist flair, the Chinese government inaugurated the statues with crowds of more than 20,000 people in the valley. Sparing no expense, the Chinese government continues to light up the statues at night in order to commemorate the emperors from thousands of years ago. Number 6. ARRIA, the giant mermaid. Any of you guys ever wanted to chase the Loch Ness Monster? The towns of Loch Ness have long profited from tourists hoping to glimpse the mysterious lake's supposed inhabitant, but Cumbernauld also hopes for a similar effect from its 33 feet tall metal mermaid. The mermaid is named ARRIA and overlooks the A80 northbound to the north of Chenklin's Junction in Cumbernauld, Scotland. The 250,000-pound publicly funded work is the latest in a long line of monolithic sculptures springing up around the country in the name of public art. Maybe you've noticed, maybe you haven't. The sculpture takes the form of a woman wearing an outfit which has 2 flowing loops which stretch from her hands to the bottom of her skirt. You might think that it's purely a fashion-inspired decision. The loops are representative of the Gaelic name Cumbernauld, Comer non Alt, which translate to the meeting of the streams. Where did her name come from, though? Well, that one's easy. There was a public competition held to name the new statue, and ultimately, the winner was the name ARRIA. Easy enough. Number 5. The Motherland Calls. The Motherland Calls is the compositional center of the monument ensemble Heroes of the Battle of Stalingrad in Maymeev Kurgan in Volgograd, Russia. It was designed by sculptor Yevgeny Vuchich and structural engineer Nikolai Nikitin. It's the tallest statue in Europe, the tallest statue of a woman in the world, and the tallest freestanding non-religious statue in the world. Try saying that 3 times fast. The construction of the monument started back in May 1959 and was completed 8 years later in 1967. Restoration work on the main monument of the monument complex was done in 1972 when the sword was replaced, and again in 1986. When the memorial was dedicated in 1967, it was the tallest statue in the world at the time, measuring 279 feet from tip of its sword to the top of the plinth. Still pretty impressive, don't you think? Number 4. African Renaissance Monument. Dedicated in 2010, the African Renaissance Monument in Dakar, Senegal, is a towering statue intended to celebrate the achievements of the African people. However, it will more likely be better remembered for the corruption and unpopular alliances that led to its construction. The monument, which sits atop a hill surrounded by trash heaps and unfinished homes, depicts a man, woman, and child. The statue tops out at over 160 feet of bronze nationalism, or a little more than half the height of the Statue of Liberty. The critics of the statue don't think that the depictions really accurately look like African people, and also say that the body features aren't realistic but rather cartoon-like. What do you guys think? At 160 feet tall, this makes the statue the tallest one in Africa. The statue was the idea of then-President of Senegal, Abdoulaye Wade. Opponents of the statue noted that the endeavor cost the Senegalese government over $27 million despite a countrywide economic crisis. However, despite the many protests and complaints, the African Renaissance Monument was completed in 2010. Whatever the controversy, this statue is still quite impressive to look at. Number 3. JATAYU, the giant eagle. Mythology and art can make for an amazing combination, and that's the case here. We're talking about the JATAYU rock in India. This is the rocky peak that JATAYU, the mythical giant eagle from the ancient Indian story called Ramayana, is believed to have fallen while fighting an evil demon king in order to rescue a kidnapped wife. The story is that JATAYU landed on this rock after its wings got clipped by Ravana, and that's why the statue came to be. And because of this epic story involving a giant eagle helping a prince get back his wife, it's now the setting for the world's largest functional bird sculpture, or at least that's what the internet agrees on. But this sculpture is 200 feet long, 150 feet wide, and 70 feet high. It takes up roughly 15,000 square feet of space. Film director, art director, and of course sculptor Rajiv Anshal and his team took nearly 10 years to complete this unique project in collaboration with the Kerala government. The sculpture was made as a tribute to women's safety and honor. Number 2. Christ the Redeemer. Can there be a list of impressive statues without talking about this statue? Christ the Redeemer is a colossal statue of Jesus at the summit of Mount Corcovado in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. It was completed in 1931 and stands at roughly 98 feet tall. Jesus' outstretched arms span a massive 92 feet across. The statue, made of reinforced concrete clad in a mosaic of thousands of triangular soapstone tiles, sits on top of a square stone pedestal base about 26 feet high. The statue is the largest Art Deco style sculpture in the world and is one of Rio de Janeiro's most recognizable landmarks. Why was this statue built? Well, in the 1850s, Vincian priest Pedro Maria Boss first suggested placing a Christian monument on Mount Corcovado in order to honor Princess Isabel of Brazil. However, the project was never approved since the country became a republic and the separation of church and state came into effect. It wasn't until 1920 when a Catholic group in Rio de Janeiro felt compelled to build a monument to Christ because of what they called godlessness in society. They proposed that a statue of Christ be built on the 2,310-foot summit because of its commanding height, which would make it visible from anywhere in Rio. The statue was finally approved, and Christ the Redeemer is arguably the most famous statue in the world. Number 1. USHIKU Daibutsuv. The third tallest statue in the world is in Japan, and it depicts the Buddha of infinite light. Complete with an observation deck in his chest, this massive towering image of Buddha was the tallest statue in the world for a while. Its reign as tallest statue in the world lasted from when it was finished in 1995 until 2002. As of 2018, it's the third tallest statue in the world. The god, depicted the Buddha of infinite light, is a celestial Buddha, as described in the Mahayana scriptures. In Japan, Amida Nyori is the central Buddha of the Pure Land sect. Amida is known for his good deeds spanning innumerable past lives. After attaining enlightenment, he allowed himself to be continually reborn to help others. The coolest thing about this statue is that you can take an elevator to an observation room in the chest of the statue, and on level 3, there are 3,000 small gold Buddha statues. Here's what's next.